Sup, nerds, and welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where we are in the 70s now. We have finally laid out asphalt for most of our main road. That was the focus of last episode. And we also have started working finally on the centralized construction and distribution area. I also threw in a technical services while off screen, so that should be getting done. It's going to take a bit to build all that out. We're also going to work on getting our waste treatment plant set up to at least start handling our hazardous waste. And I would like to build an incinerator out here once all this is done to start cleaning up some of this trash. In the meantime, we're just doing minor upgrades. We're going to see how the rest of this winter works in terms of heating, taking a look at our heating plant here, we can see we are draining out some of the temperature from this area, especially when we don't have workers there for whatever reason. Get to work, everyone. Thank you. Please go quickly. But I think it's still at acceptable levels. We're not getting warnings of buildings being too cold. And I think that, oh, there we go. Temperature in building is too low. Heating problem. Right. So I'm going to probably want to get another bus going at least just to keep heat going to that place before I build out this last flat because we don't want people dying from that. Our hospital system is working well right now, and things are looking pretty stable at the moment. In fact, population is growing on its own again, which I love to see. So right now it's just kind of getting all this laid out, and once that's done, moving on into further expansions. The next step is going to be building out our construction industry, getting gravel and wood and wooden boards being made and things like that, just to start filling some stockpiles here near our construction office. We just finished our research into all the different types of basic fire prevention, which will help. I could consider tourism, but I think it's a little too early for that with what we're doing here. So we're just going to go into container standards and then railway distribution office. Rail isn't the next step, but I think for the next city that we build out, because this always was just going to be our starter city to get the economy going and be able to supply a massive construction office. Now we're going to be able to build that massive construction office. What's going on with happiness? Nothing too severe. The pollution warnings are minor. We're still having temperature warnings, but it's going above 15 again, so I think it's going to be okay. We can't expand out any further. We need to keep these people working. Okay. I think we'll be fine. I don't think we're going to have any population collapses. It's getting cold out there. Yeah. Temperatures are back kind of almost normal. Hmm. I'm sure that's affecting happiness. People aren't happy when they're cold. The nice thing about the asphalt roads is that winter doesn't seem to be affecting our production that much. As you can see, the clothing factory nearly has full workers. The fabric factory is doing well. We are churning out plenty of fabric and plenty of clothes for our people. So I think, oh, we have a fire. We have a fire. Let's find out where that is. Do the meat storage. Immediately, it's there. It's being handled. Good. Didn't even get that far. So yeah, things are more efficient, which was the whole point, and it's good seeing that paying dividends already. We invested basically a year's worth of extra profits because our economy is now in the plus. If you missed last episode, sure, it looks like we're down negative 14,000, but if we take a look at just the amount of asphalt, we brought in 27,000 rubles worth of that. So, it evens out. And that's after paying interest and everything. Uh, where our loan balance is starting to shrink. If we take a look at last year, the loan balance actually went down over the course of the year. And I think as we keep expanding out and the economy keeps growing, we'll tackle that in a much more noticeable way. If you've been following this, you know that for a few episodes now, I've been curious about the source of pollutions. And I see here there is a pollution monitoring detector that I need to get going. To do that, I need the pollution detector technology, and I'm entirely sure that's going to be in the technical university or the medical university. Those expansions are in our 5-year plan, and they are in consideration for this episode as well as just sort of a next logical outspringing of things. But we're going to want to have all this done ready to go for that kind of work to kick into effect. And it's going to take a bit. We're looking at, 115 tons of gravel isn't nothing. I've been looking at a few things trying to figure out where the pollution's coming from, and I think I identified it. It's everything. This industrial sector here is polluting. The seeding plant's polluting. These brooks are polluting, and we're supposed to be more than basically it's for every cloud of pollution. We're supposed to be 250 meters away, and this is if we pull up our miscellaneous here, we can take a look at like the clothes factory is half a cloud of pollution. The fabric factory is a full cloud. The food factory here is, I think, another full cloud. So we're sitting at 2.5 clouds, and this is too close. This is way too close to everything, and that's what's going on here. So don't build this close to your city, even if it's convenient for the bus lines and so on. That's why these houses have much higher lifespans than these ones, or God forbid, this one. So as we expand out, we'll probably let these early flats kind of decay over time and replace them with other buildings, maybe. I'm not sure, but we can't let people live there anymore, and we'll just keep expanding the residential area out that way. I think that's finally the answer I've been looking for. We did make it through winter without too many deaths from cold. That 100 deaths or so, that feels like pollution caused to me. We'll go ahead and take a loan and replace that with workers from here now that they're going to easily be able to go and start filling some of these other jobs. There is tech that will reduce the amount of pollution that will make these places at least more habitable, and I think that's also going to be a focus. I mean, right now we're just trying to get these roads built, though. That's taking everything we have. These are beasts. Looking at where people still live, we can definitely see the effects that pollution has had. This house, I'm not even going to allow citizens to move into it anymore. The few that are left there are really suffering. Over here is fine, and then down here we're starting to see some issues, and that has to be from the dumps. So, we're right on the verge of this overflowing. We nearly have this small dump with the claw machine up and ready to go. We're getting that finished. Once that's done, we'll start moving the hazardous waste there, processing it through into small waste. Up here, our road to the incinerator is coming along. It's a lot of materials, it turns out. And we're just getting the last of the asphalt in. Uh, Work slow because these are big, big, big roads. These might be 2-year projects to keep going, but like I said, I think once this is done, this is a springboard to launch ourselves into the future. Well, the sewage or the hazardous waste treatment plant is up, and in so doing, I realized it needed water and sewer as well as electricity. So I went ahead and set up a water, sewage, power little section here that's also going to take care of Scalica when it comes online. To be clear, I'm not bringing Scalica up yet because we need pollution reduction before this is viable. Now that I know about how dangerous pollution is and seeing how close it is to some of this. But we'll be ready when the time comes. We'll just get all this stuff assigned out to our construction offices, and hopefully it will be done soon. Really, we need this hazardous waste dump here up and ready to go. We need all these things built out, and we will be able to get the hazardous waste treated at least. That should be one major source of pollution very close to our town that I want to see gone forever. that's full now. That is full. So this needs to finish soon, and thankfully it's just a couple work days away from being done. Once we have that handled, I think we will be in a pretty good spot. Good. I'll get that over. This is nearly done. We'll get a little free road depot out here, put an excavator out in this area, and get the incinerator built out here. I think it's time for that. But that will be a moment away still. Need to get the road smoothed. And while we're doing that, we're getting this construction office built as well, or this area. So it's three kind of major projects going on at once, and as well as small little things like road upgrades here and there that I'm trying to get done. I probably did too much before we had the construction offices up, but first things first, let's get the hazardous waste problem solved. This is a new hazardous waste dump. And we also need this technical office to know that. This one down here. There we go. Just in time. Yeah, we got this all laid out, got some switches in for every part of it to make sure it'll all work, and we'll just go ahead and trigger that infrastructure construction work as well. Because, I don't have enough projects going on at the moment. We have this big road here is done. So now I need to get a road depot out here. Do I have any free ones left? I do. I do. We'll just toss that somewhere where it doesn't need to do any flattening. Somewhere nearby, right there works. And I'll just make sure we get an excavator up there. I should have one sitting in a road depot somewhere around here that I can send out. I'll find it. This road's now done out here, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick in that free little depot. I think I have a few extras. Yeah, I do. Okay, 4 of 7. We're just gonna stick it right here, make this a not issue if at all possible. I hope that's a dirt road. That is good. Then we're going to send our excavator, which is right here, up to its new home. If we have a vehicle I can load it onto, that would be ideal. We do not, so I'm just going to send it out there. That's fine. It's a long trip, but it's not like I'm going to do this all the time. We had a minor scare with drinking water where we ran out. It affected 13 people. Chemicals weren't getting up to the water treatment plant, but we've put that onto this distribution line to be supplied from Skeleton. That shouldn't be a problem anymore. It's just with all the shipments going around, that was something that got missed and all of that. And our water tower is filling right back up, so I'm not too concerned. Still glad I caught it. This road down here is being finished. Then all that's good. This is very nearly done. Just needs one more shipment of workers, I think. We are getting our hazardous waste building up over here now. Definitely want to get it treated. I want to start getting some of these things. Oh, we had a fire already put out. Anyway, want to start getting this handled. That's why we're getting the excavator up there to get our incinerator built. And once the incinerator's built, we can really just start clearing out all this trash we've built up. And hopefully that will help with pollution numbers too. If we can get pollution numbers down to a reasonable level that people can live in these buildings again without having, a third the lifespan of the people living a block away, that would be good. Where is that? That's the hazardous waste dump, yeah. Okay. We're dealing with the problem game. Don't worry. I'm aware it's an issue. Little excavator buddy has found his home. Let's go ahead and get our first incinerator built. Eventually, this one's going to be replaced, but for now, I just want something. Yeah, 30 tons of mixed waste a day is going to be able to handle anything we can throw at it for some time. So we're just going to do a small one right here. That works for me. And we're going to do a large dump next to it that will be feeding the mixed waste in. And this is where we're going to be sending our trash in the future. Will be up here. We'll be able to clear out all those stumps that are down there near Skelica. So let's find the dump. Dump with large claw machine. Good. Put that right here. Flatten the terrain a bit. Try to get everything in. There we go. That can't connect due to what? We just probably need to flatten a little more. There we go. It's a bit of a rough terrain around here for this kind of building. We're building on the side of a mountain. It's fine. It'll work. This is why we brought the excavator. Took a little bit of angling, but we got it to work. So this is going to be our trash disposal, our final trash disposal, and going to love to see that in action as well. We're going to need to get at least power out here. I imagine water as well. Let's see, if we look at the incinerator, what does it need? Max power consumption, daily water consumption, yeah. So a little bit of power and water and probably some sewage, I'm sure. Just to handle the people that are going to be working there. But yeah, I'm happy just letting the things that I've already set out build at the moment and sort of turning this a little lower priority. If I have to, actually, we'll keep the dump up high. The dump needs to be done first because that's going to be where everything gets sent. But this can go low. This can go low, and this little road can go low. We want them done, but we don't want them done first. We at least want the dump done though, because well, this is filling up. Story of this game. There is so much trash. 30 a day means it'll be able to handle a much bigger expansion than what we currently have, though. Part of why I'm okay with doing this. We're going to have a lot of different bus networks running through to handle this waste treatment plant. I'm going to have to build a new heat exchange to build anything out further this way, so that's also going to be handled. We're getting most of the infrastructure laid out down here, which is good. Only a few more pieces needing to come up. It's been an expensive year. I don't think that's a shock with this much going on. If we look at our finances, well, this year we have spent 162,000, which almost exactly matches how much in loans we've taken. A lot of the extra cost was from those immigrant invitations we did at the start of foreign manpower, and a lot was from, well, imports of construction materials. We've been pulling a lot in. That's fine. This was going to always be expensive. Our economy is still growing. This is why I'm not concerned. The maximum amount we can borrow is up to another 2.5 million at this point. We're not anywhere near that. We're paying off our interest. And now that we're done with most of the big year-long ones, the amount that we're paying every month is going down. The economy, I think, is healthy. We're just operating in a situation of permanent national debt, which what country isn't? In terms of research, we've really been blasting through some of the party research. I don't want to implement all of it right now. Like, I don't want education to only be limited to loyal citizens at this point in time or things like that. But it's something that will help when we get a little bit bigger, when we have the secret police and everything ready to go. That just it seems so silly to be limiting loyalty at this moment in time. In the future, obviously, that's going to be a huge deal. In the future, we'll also have radio towers and such to help keep people nicely propagandized, but that's not a problem at the moment. For now, we're just continuing on with this last bit of infrastructure. These roads have been getting built up here. Just lots of little pieces of work getting done. And hopefully we'll start seeing some of these actual construction offices finishing soon, though that is frankly less important than this dump, which, yeah, that needs to get done fast. This is running out of space quickly. We have a little bit of leeway with some of the older dumps, but I really don't want to be doing that more than I have to because I will forget and we will run into crises. Population has been growing naturally, though. That's not from me. That's just people having babies, which, hey, more power to them. As temperature drops, the number of people affected by pollution goes up, which makes sense. The heating plant is working more. Looks like we're heading into winter. The stump is nearly done. We have the space still to keep operating in this for just a little longer, and then I'm going to pivot over to probably this one since it has almost 200. Well, it has like 55 tons of space. That should be enough to get the last big one done. I am nervous about bringing in so much, like sending our whole technical office up there. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a few garbage trucks whose whole job is to start shipping some of this mixed waste up there, and we'll try to make this our only dump down here. And I think that will help things out. We have this as an overflow if it's needed. That's my hope. Yeah, we need to start doing some of that. Use one-way factory connections when connected to a factory handling waste. I think it's fine. Um, yeah, we're just trying to get some of this a little handled, get some permanent solutions, and most of this infrastructure down here is done. Should be done by the end of the year. Just a little bit of sewage tank and oh, we don't have that assigned to an office. Aha. Maybe that these roads never got assigned out. But these last little bits are coming in. This road's getting laid out, and we're starting to get some of the resources in for some of these actual sites, which is cool to see. We'll knock that up to high priority so that we get our bulldozer back. The stump is being built now, it just needs the workers on site. So I think it'll be okay. And then we just need to get the incinerator up early next year, and we'll start burning trash. Though I do think I also need to get power connections, sewage, water, all that up there. And that means this whole section is going to turn into our construction materials industry, which makes sense because it's right next to where we're building all our construction offices. So everything's sort of working out in that sense. And news shocking no one, we're starting to lose some people due to pollution in the winter. Population has dropped down to 1,800 again. This is why we're handling this, and why our next big expansion after getting our construction industry up is going to be our technical university and our secret police. Just small versions of each, but enough to keep getting some of our moves forward going. Or, well, I should look at research actually. I'm a little scared about winter approaching. So I went ahead and I ordered a new bus that should be coming any moment now that I will definitely be sending out. Is this also a bus already in a I should have been paying closer attention. All right. We're going to make sure that these ones are on lines as well. I'm going to put the essentials bus line. I'm going to give this big one right here and launch that. And then the factory workers one, I'm going actually, no. This other one is going to be the one I'm going to use to get up to the incinerator. In any case, we'll be getting more workers out to here, which is good. Just keep that running and try to keep that healthy. Our population's dropping fast, but that's probably a result of well, pollution over everything. Some buildings have dipped a little too low. The pollution is such an issue, but if we pop into our research tree and take a look at it, we'll see that down here in the technical university is where all the research to get that done is. It's right here. Pollution basic researcher, detect it, run some pollution filters, and install them. It's a massive research project, but it's going to be our first big one because the early construction industry I can set up is some boards and some gravel and just become fully self sufficient on those items. But I the pollution is killing people. It's killing people really badly, and it seems to be getting worse every winter. Like, our population is falling so fast. Temperature in building too low. Come on. We've got workers here, but I think it's just a particularly cold winter, perhaps. What is the drain looking like on our exchanges? I mean, they're managing. It's just not managing as well as I would like. The temperature is starting to climb, I think. We just need to make sure that's staying. There we go. There we go. All right, that should be solved. 1753. More people dead than I'd like. Um, yeah, this building's nearly empty. These ones have had their little issues. So we just keep expanding out away from the pollution, keep trying to deal with it down here. Did this just stop production? Come on, get people in there. Why do I have so many buses if we're not going to keep our heating plant running in the winter? Yeah, look, temperature's too low again. It's that fast. There they go. Regardless, we'll hope that this winter won't get too bad. With that extra bus in the line, I think it'll be a little bit better. Yeah, we're getting shipments at a pretty regular speed from here. But that's just going to be a problem right now. Trying to keep people alive is one of the toughest things in this game, it turns out. Over here, I've gone ahead and ordered a couple garbage trucks that haven't quite made it over yet, and we've got a fuel station set up that will keep them going. The point of these garbage trucks will be to run down to these dumps, bring them up to the incinerator, keep that running. I'm going to need to get the infrastructure for that built out next time. I'm fine with that. And yeah, coming to the end of this episode. It's been an expensive one, relatively. Temperature too low. Come on. Why I need a better heat system. If I'm going to do any further expansion, I need to have a real heating plant and I need to be feeding it with buses specifically designed for that purpose. But of course, we're having the dual issue of as we get our heating plant running, that's contributing to pollution, which is making people sick, which is also causing them to die. My advice, build all your stuff further out from your main base, obviously. I didn't do that. Oops. I know for next time now. We're into 1971. We're still dealing with temperature problems. That has suddenly become a priority to for me to handle next episode because I'm not okay with this continuing to be a problem. I'm really not. I thought I'd built enough fail safes in that. But what I wanted to do right now is just pause and take a look at our 5-year plan. Where are we on this? Well, we have, I'd say we have heat, but we clearly don't. But we have power, water, sewage, and waste handled for the new district. We have succeeded in getting some more flats. We've got the asphalt roads. We're not doing the sporting hall. That was a pipe dream. That's not ready to happen. Uh, Scalca has not been revived. That's we've got the electricity, the water, the sewage, the garbage, or water and sewage and electricity at least are handled. Garbage will be quick, no school or kindergarten. So I mean, once I plug in heat, garbage, and the school and kindergarten, that'll be okay. We did build up the regional hospital. We are filling up our industries, and we are mostly done with waste management, I would say. Secret police keeps being put on the long finger. That's fine. Our construction industry is coming along, and the technical university is there. Being loan free, that's almost certainly not going to happen. In fact, we are deeper in debt than we've ever been. But again, in comparison to the size of our economy, I think it's roughly the same. We're muddling along with keeping about the same credit limit that we've been keeping this whole time. We do need to get things paid back. There's quite a bit that's coming due next year, which will be good. But then, it's going into the year after that. We're coming up with permanent solutions to problems. Financially, if we take a look at last year, yeah, we added 250,000 to debt and we lost 190,000 overall. That's just construction costs. That is, I mean, that's the cost of the immigrants we brought in at the start of the year. It's the cost of all the foreign manpower we used to build, and it's the cost of all the imports that we were doing. Without those, I think it would have been profitable. Those are necessary costs. We'll have all of our mixed waste handled soon. We'll start getting some things out and moving. Bringing in some more buses. We're almost tapped out on dollars, so steel's going to start costing rubles soon as well, which is a little unfortunate, but it's a cost we'll be able to handle a little better. And we just need to get the infrastructure out here to take care of that. It's a pretty clear plan for what we're doing next time. We did get this built out. We did get the roads up here built and started getting some construction on our construction center. And we do have the basis for the incinerator going and the electrical network down here. So this was a pretty successful episode. We're just going to have to double down on it next time. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.